Hey there, welcome to another episode of Eve News, Weather, and Sports. Today is July the 13th, 2026. Friday the 13th fell on a Monday this week, but I am not worried because it's bad luck to be superstitious. So, I'm Mike Azariah. Bit of Eve News for you. Have you gone within 10 minutes? Promise. First thing, the mayor came out, the monthly economic report for Eve. Link will be down below, and it's interesting in that a lot of people are already looking at it to see what effect exordium has had on the markets and on Eve as a whole. Problem is, it is too bloody soon to make the jump to those kind of conclusions. So while it's interesting to see, I would not put a lot of weight on it yet. One interesting thing has happened though. It used to be regularly, Jita was the place where ships blew up in HISEC. But since the line between Jita to Exordium goes through a choke point called Udama, that is a place where a lot of gankers have decided to hang out. And as you'll see when we get to the traffic, it has been a place where ships are blowing up. So, in addition to that, a episode of Nerds came out, which is the devs chatting about latest developments in the game. This week they're talking about Operation Avalon, which is where Vanguard and Eve Online are crossing over and trying to influence each other. This is an alpha or beta test for Vanguard. If you haven't played it, that's a boots on the ground first person shooter crossing over with a space game. I would love to try it. I have an old video card. I don't have a lot of RAM. I booted up and watched it go straight down and go to black screen and say, would you like to send a report about this? And I'm going, not really, because I knew it probably wouldn't work. I have an 8-year-old computer, bought the computer when I retired, and I do not have the time or money to buy a new one. So I guess Vanguard is slightly beyond my reach until I do get a new machine that can run something like that. Last thing I want to chat about news wise. Oh, the link for the Nerds chat will be down below. I know some people are having a very quick time of the event, others are hunting down squalls. The prices of implants have been nosediving because a lot of implants are coming off of the event. So if you've been thinking of getting your brain a little modified in the game of EVE Online, now would be the time to make the investment, maybe lay aside a second set for when the first set blows up. But it is there and there is a chance for you to get implants at a lower price. Just saying. Last thing I want to chat about. My one of my daughters and I, we do flights of beers or ciders or alcohols, but this time we did something different. This past week, we did a flight of mixers, which was doing the same rum, Gosling's Black Seal, which is a very nice Barbados rum, and we lined up 4 glasses each, and then we did 4 different ginger beers and squeezes of lime to make dark and stormies. Now I do like a dark and stormy, and Gosling's theoretically, according to their advertising, is the only rum that you're supposed to use for that sort of thing. But we tested 4 different types of ginger beer trying to find the best one. We found that the old fashioned and the Gosling's ginger beer were the best, but it got me thinking about EVE Online. Everything makes me think of EVE Online. Live with it. But it got me thinking that sometimes we get locked in and people will say the game is boring, and they're saying the game is boring because they're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and they're not trying to change things. There was a guy a few years ago who tried to see how many level 4 ships he could do in a frigate. That's a challenge. Even if you don't go that high, try something different. Try a different ship from a different race, maybe. See what lasers are like rather than just always going to the Caracal. See what it's like to be a drone bunny. Try something different. There are tons of choices in EVE Online, and make yourself a flight. A mission or ratting or some mining. If you've mined enough, you can afford a second barge. People keep asking Rookie Chat, which is better, Procurer or Coveter or Oh, damn, just blanked on the third one. Let me know down below. Anyways, what I'm saying is if you're finding it boring, change it up. You don't have to change what you're doing, but change the tools that you're using to do it with. Try a different ship, try a different weapon set, a different fit. Nobody says you have to do the same thing day in and day out in exactly the same fit because that is the best. I have a full on rant about the word best that I occasionally release into Rookie Help Chat because best is not a thing. Better sometimes is, but in Eve Online, there isn't one thing that's best because there are too many variables of, how the random number gods have decided to bless or curse you this time around. There is no best. Gila arguably could be considered the ship for Abyssals, but if you go to the Abyssals tracker and websites, you'll find that there's lots of other ships. A Zealot is quite popular now and then. So, on to traffic and weather. Movement. It's funny that there's a lot of red this week. Goons dropped 1,100 players, and Sidious dropped 753. This is at the Alliance level. At the Corp level, top 5 changes were all negative. Beehive dropped 1,051, only 231 left in the Beehive. Violence, Nullsec, Hotel TAC 29 Tango Mike, 744 over 414 pods. In low-sec, it was Avazon with 706 over 688. In high-sec, as I was talking about earlier, Udama. Udama had 2,595 ships popped and only 26 pods. They're blowing up the ships. This is not warfare. This is ganking. Unless they think that they're going to get extra tiers for taking out the pod, as they did with me, they don't bother. They're just blowing up the ships. In NPC space, it was a good old friend in Paragon Soul, Yankee Tac, Zulu X-Ray, India Oscar, with 48,117 ships. No, I haven't been flying. I've been busy shuttling things back and forth to be able to do the event. I hope to get out and do at least 1 or 2 shots at the event, but no promises. I do hope I get a chance to see you in space. Bit of flavored rum for me this evening. I will catch you in a week's time. I've got traveling to do this week in real life as well as in game. To your health. Ciao, Bella.